Today we are making the broken dishes block, which is block number 4. We've pre-cut all of our pieces and labeled them with our alphabetties. So we've cut our fabric A and fabric B to make traditional half square triangles. If you would like further instructions on how to make them the traditional method, please follow our block 2 Wishes Quilt Along video. Today I'm going to show you how to make these half square triangles using triangle paper. You need to use 3.5 inch finished triangle paper. For each fabric B, you will need to cut 2 squares from your 3.5 inch finished triangle paper. Place your ruler exactly on the line and cut. Then you will get strips of your fabric A and your fabric B. You want to put your fabrics right sides together. Place your triangle paper on top. So I like to put 2 pins per square. And then, to make it easier when you're sewing, I trim 1/4 inch around so you don't have a lot of bulk when you're on your sewing machine. Now we're going to go to our sewing machine, use an open toe foot and a 1.6 to 1.8 stitch length, and you're going to stitch directly on the dotted lines. So there's 4 dotted lines. We're going to sew directly on there. Now we're going to trim our half square triangle paper off. You're going to trim on your solid black lines on all 4 sides and also in the center. You want to place your ruler very carefully on the lines so that your half square triangles come out the accurate size. This cut right here does not have to be 100% accurate because this is in your seam allowance. It doesn't have to be perfect, just your outer lines. And now we're going to take the paper off our half square triangles. Since you used a short stitch length that should come right off, it's good to put a crease and then pull, and it comes off quicker and smoother. Just take all your paper off. And our next step is to iron and press our half square triangles. First, you want to set your seam by just putting your iron on your fabric. And then we're going to press our seams towards your darker print. I'm going to finger press, just press down. And you need to make 4 half square triangles from each fabric B. We've gone ahead and finished our other half square triangles, so you have a total of 16 half square triangles ready to go. Next, we're going to make a double half square triangle unit. So take all 4 of your half square triangles of one color B. Lay them out according to your pattern. And we're going to sew these together. So I'm going to put them right sides together, pin at the bottom. And this time we're going to pin at the top also. And you can see the seams nest. One goes to the red, one goes to the red. Push them together, they just nest. We're going to start here and end here. So we'll flip them. And we're going to use a 1/4 inch seam allowance. So I've changed to a 1/4 inch foot and a 2.0 stitch length. Now we're going to take these, use the same pressing techniques we used earlier, and press towards this direction. Gone ahead, and we've already sewn the rest. So we have a total of 8 double half square triangle units. Now we're going to assemble 2 of our double half square triangle units into our broken dishes unit. So we'll just set these aside for now. Clip these apart. And just follow your pattern. Place your fabrics right sides together. Pin in the center and the end. And we'll use a 1/4 inch seam allowance to sew down the end. Then you will take your unit and press towards this direction. We've gone ahead and we've finished all 4 of our broken dishes units. And we're going to assemble this into our final block. So just lay out all of your units according to your pattern. Then we're going to place them right sides together and chain piece them together after we pin. And we're just going to chain piece all the way from the top to the bottom using a 1/4 inch seam allowance. And now we will set our seams and press this one towards the blue and this one towards the yellow, and we'll finish our final seam. We're going to just put the units right sides together and pin. And we're just going to sew from top to bottom. And now we have the broken dishes block completed. Now let's iron and trim. First, set your seam and just press. You can press to any direction you would like. And then I'm going to use a lot of non-flaking starch. I'm going to let that sit a few minutes and then come back and just do an all-over press. And now let's trim our block. I'm using a creative grid ruler. I'm going to line up one of the lines on the ruler with the very center seam. and trim. And all we're trying to do here is just trim the slivers and the threads off, not to trim into your seam allowance. And now we've finished our broken dishes block. Thanks for sewing with me today, and come back on May 1st for the log cabin block. See you then!